Welcome to the first video for our design technology class. In this video we'll be talking about Photoshop. I'm going to go ahead and open up Photoshop. And once it's open, you'll be greeted with this welcome page. And your Photoshop might look a little bit different than mine. I just want to talk about what's on this page very quickly. So, on the left-hand side we have recent, CC files, and LR photos. So this will show you your recently opened files and documents. This will show you your Creative Cloud files. If you have a Creative Cloud subscription, that means you can store your files on the internet and access them on any computer that's linked with that account. LR photos means Lightroom photos. That's another application. For this class, we'll just be using recent so we can see your recent documents. Below that, we have a Create New button and an Open button. Create New will make a new document, and Open will open an existing document. So I'm going to click Create New, and we have the new document window where we're going to set up our document. At the top here we have different templates we can use. So under Photo, you have different standard photograph sizes, print, art and illustration, etc. I'm going to go back to Photo and just select the default Photoshop size. On the right-hand side, we can name our document. So I'll call this our first document. And then we can tell it the dimensions. This little area is all the different dimensions. So first we have the width and the height. So this is saying our document is currently 7 inches wide and 5 inches high. Right here, we can choose between landscape or portrait. So portrait will be 5 inches wide and 7 inches high. Landscape will be 7 inches wide and 5 inches high. So it just flips them back and forth. This inches button, when we click this, pulls out the different units of measurement that we can have our document in. For this class, we'll mostly be using pixels. Now, pixels are a unit of measurement for a screen and any other digital platform. And there are a few standard pixel sizes that we use on the computer. So a lot of websites are made at a certain size, a certain width, and a certain height. Televisions, a lot of televisions are 1920 pixels wide by 1080 pixels high. Perhaps you've heard of the phrase 1080p. That refers to the height of a standard television in pixels. So we're going to use 1920 by 1080 to start with, since we'll be showing this piece on our computer screen. And below that, we need to pick the resolution. This is another dimension that's used digitally. And this refers to the density of pixels. You can kind of think of this as a quality measurement. So, for instance, different printers, so if I was to print this out at like a professional printing agency, they might require this document to be at 300 pixels per inch. It's a very high resolution. It's a pretty good print resolution. If I was printing this on, say, a large billboard, I might have to do like 600 pixels per inch. Or let's say I was scanning a really high quality document like an ancient text or something that I was trying to preserve, I might scan it at even 1200 pixels per inch. So this resolution, this number, is a measurement of quality, and basically there's useful amounts of resolution, and then there's sort of going too far with resolution. So in the computer screen and on mobile devices and any digital screen-based application, the max we're ever going to use is 72 pixels per inch. Computer monitors and screens were created with this pixel resolution in mind. So if I go to 300 or 150 or even 73 pixels per inch, it's not going to make a difference. It's always going to look the same as 72 pixels per inch. Now, if I was printing, this would be kind of an unsuitable printing resolution. 150 would be a bare minimum printing resolution. We'll get into that later. Below that, we have the color mode. For this, we're going to be using RGB color. Now, RGB color refers to how the screen creates color. So we actually use red, green, and blue, RGB, as a kind of mixing palette. So each pixel, each square of your screen that makes up your digital screen is comprised of a red color channel, a green color channel, and a blue color channel. Those all work together to produce the millions of colors that you see. Probably the most common that you've heard of would be CMYK color: cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. They use K for black because B means blue. This is used in printing. So with a lot of high quality printers, we have a cyan printer cartridge, a magenta printer cartridge, a yellow printer cartridge, and a black printer cartridge. So we use this color mode. For this class, at least for now, we'll be using RGB color. And again, this is because we're making this for a screen. If I was making this to be printed, I would change some of these settings. So keep that in mind. Always ask yourself whenever you're first making your document, what is the purpose of this document? Where is this going to be seen?